witches, it's Taya and Luna. You can see a little bit of Luna there. She's not feeling so happy and neither am I. It is up here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It has been super overcast the last couple of days and it's just gloomy and there's no sunshine, and so I thought I'm going to do this video because I need a little bit of cheering up and I'd like to focus on the positive. And I was watching a video by Kelly-Ann Maddox, who I love and adore. And I guess this is a bit of a response. She had done her Happy Witch Tag video, and it was kind of part of a video challenge, and it was just sharing. There's 9 questions and sharing about what is positive in your practice and what you enjoy. And anyways, I just thought that was kind of a fun one. There's 9 questions. I'll post them down in the comments when I'm done here, and then if you want to film a response, you can too. So it's hashtag Happy Witch Tag, and question number 1 is, what makes you happiest about the fact that you're a witch? I think for me, it's kind of having a sense of destiny, a little bit of hope. It brings me some hope. That idea of, I think like with any faith, being part of the bigger picture and knowing that there's more going on out there in the universe than just what's happening in my small life, and that I'm a part of that big puzzle. And I don't know, that makes me feel really, it brings me a deep sense of satisfaction with being a witch and practicing witchcraft. Question number 2, which practice do you tend to enjoy the most in your witchcraft and why? I think for me, it's the daily stuff. There's a whole, I have a whole mental health picture, part of the picture, and I think that my witchcraft has really helped me with my mindfulness, with my staying in the moment, just little daily things, like just taking a minute to sit down at my altar and have a little bit of gratitude. Right? Just those little timeouts in my day or my evening, and following the, you know, the cycles of the seasons and the moons and all that. Kind of, it's very soothing and it's very, yeah, I think that's really what I enjoy the most from my practice, is those like daily rhythmic kind of things that you bring in. And yeah, it just kind of helps with my mindfulness. How have you changed in positive ways as the result of practicing the craft? So like I had said, it's been huge for my mental health piece. It's definitely brought me a very much a sense of serenity in my life, and that idea of belonging to something that's bigger. There's, you know, it brings purpose into my life. Like there's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why I've been through the things that I've been through. And yeah, it's a real sense of serenity, if you will. Question number 4. What has been the most positive result you've had from a spell or a ritual? Okay, I'm just going to tell you, this is one of my favorite stories. So it was actually just this past summer, and we had a duck nest in our yard. We're not really that close to any bodies of water. There's like ponds in our neighborhood, but you know, they're a like 10-minute walk away. And this duck decided to take up its nest in my backyard, which threw me a little at the beginning of the year. I didn't get a lot of planting done on that half of the yard because you kind of have to stay away, and they're protected species here in Canada. So it hatched, I think it was 11 or 12 eggs. So it was all these little baby ducklings. I was like, oh, they're so cute. And then all of a sudden they were just gone. Like I saw them. I'm like, oh, they're so cute. I went to like get the kids. I come back and they're gone. And I'm like, I looked all around the yard. I looked all around in our front area in the cul-de-sac. I'm like, I couldn't find these ducks. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And now the thing about ducks is usually within 10 hours of them hatching, they will then leave the nest permanently and go and find, you know, their home in a body of water. Now, knowing that the closest bodies of water to my house were over 10 minutes away, they have to cross like a couple of really busy roads. I just was like, I need to do something. I couldn't find them. So I did what I called my duckling spell, and it was just to help them find their way safely. So I did this spell, and about 15 minutes after I did the spell, my neighbor actually came by and was like, hey, you know those ducks? She's like, I found them out on the road. No, I mean, I looked up and down the road. I could not find them. She's like, I found them out on the road. And so we put them in a box and just carried them down to the lake. I just thought I'd let you know because I know that they were from your yard. And I'm like, ah. So that I think was the coolest, most immediate response I've had to something. And definitely made me feel better to know that they had got where they were going safely. And we actually kept an eye on those ducks for the whole summer because they were such a large group. Most ducks don't have that many babies. So yeah, they were a really large group. So we were able to keep an eye on them as the summer went by and watch them grow up into big ducks. All right. Question number 5. How has your craft enriched the lives of others? I think it's enriched the lives of the people that I interact with. Like I said, mental health issues. I used to be very, well, I am still, but I used to be very high anxiety, and I had a really hard time, like, I was always like, okay, just stop. I've got like 47 things on the go, and I'm much calmer now. I'm much more able to process what people bring in. So I think in that respect, it's definitely had a good impact for the people that have to interact with me. I'm much more interact-withable. And I think it's also a work in progress. I know that was sort of what I was called to do with starting this YouTube channel, was I wanted to reach more people. I wanted to actually be able to share my practice with other people in the hopes that that would inspire or maybe teach somebody something or whatever. It would enrich the lives of other people as well, and maybe create a bit of community. So yeah, it's a bit of a work in progress, but definitely I think I'm working on having an impact on others with my craft. All right, question number 6. What are you most looking forward to trying in your craft and why? I think for me, I'd like to get into spirit work more seriously, just to kind of take everything to the next level, have a little bit of deeper growth. I find like over the years, I've kind of superficially touched on sort of all different aspects of the craft, but there's always more. There's always more. There's always like deeper level you can take it to. And I think I would really, I've been working with my ancestors, but I'd like to actually work with more just the general spirits that are around in my area, in my place. I think that's kind of the next angle I'm working on. I'm rereading some of Kelly-Ann. I am reading some of Aidan Wachter, and they both have some really good information on working with spirit, and I'm definitely trying to sort of bring that into my practice a little bit more to the forefront, a little bit more proactively. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think that'll be cool. All right, question number 7. What do you like the most about the witchy community, online or offline? I think for me, it's that whether it's been online or offline, it's been super welcoming and supportive. Where I live in Edmonton, we have a number of like markets that run throughout the year. There's like the original witches market, the witches market. There's another one now that they've just started. So just to be able to go and meet people there, I think everybody's always been lovely and welcoming. You know, I've met a few different tarot readers, a few different practitioners of different sorts of witchcraft, and it's been really interesting. I know we have a lot of open circles and stuff in our area, which tend to kind of have more of they're usually led by like Wiccan groups in the area. So I haven't really connected with those much, but I know it's there, and I know it's welcoming, and I really appreciate that, in real life stuff. And I think it's the same online. I've really found that, you know, the people that have connected with my channel so far have all been so positive. I mean, guys, I did a book review on a book by Kelly-Ann, and Kelly-Ann himself commented on it, and I just thought that's really cool because, you know, he doesn't have to do that, but he saw my stuff and was like, oh, I like what you're putting out, and, you know, kind of started commenting on videos, and I'm like, that's really cool. And there's people where I've gone and liked their channel and said, hey, new subscriber, and they've come back and checked out my channel and said, hey, this is really cool, I'm going to subscribe to you too. So yeah, I just found it's all been very, very welcoming. I haven't had any terrible experiences, so that's kind of nice. Question 8. How do you envision your craft evolving positively in the future? Every time I look down, the camera color changes. I think in the future, I'm really looking forward to connecting with people more with people on a similar path, and maybe, bringing some of that in person. I'd like to maybe do some, searching out locally, finding people that are, following a more traditional witchcraft path, and see if maybe we can get something going that way. I think it would be sort of neat to have other people, not even necessarily to practice with, but just to, be friends and bounce ideas off of, and, go to markets with, that kind of stuff. So definitely that is something that I would really like to see more of in my practice, is more community. More community. I've been a solitary practitioner since I was 19, so like 24 years. So I think it would be really cool to have more community in my life. Question number 9. How do you keep your witchcraft practice healthy, happy, and productive? See, there we go. When I look down, it changes. Weird. Anyways, healthy, happy, and productive is really, I think, for me, is I'm always learning. No matter how much I've maybe stepped back in my practice, I've always tried to keep learning. I've always had a new book that I'm reading, or a new almanac that I'm following along with, or something. I'm always trying to learn something. Whether I implement it or not, I want to learn about it. I want to know about it. And I've been a lifelong learner, and I think that's really what keeps my practice going, is there's always something new to work with, which keeps it exciting. All right, there's 10 questions, not 9. Question number 10. What is one piece of advice you would share with other witches to help them make their path more positive? All right, I got 3 things. The first one is work on yourself first. It's really easy to come into witchcraft and be, I'm going to start I can do spells to change other people. Look at yourself first. Instead of trying to make people love you, figure out how you can love yourself more, how you can become more lovable and attract the kind of people that you want to attract. Why are you attracting people that don't value your worth? Right? Work on yourself first. Number 2 is tap into that bigger picture. It really does, once you kind of start feeling your place in the universe, I just feel like it really opens up your practice in a new and exciting way. When it's not just, I'm just going to sit here and, cast some spells. It's like, there's this whole bigger picture of how the universe works and how we fit into it and how it all jigs together. And I think that's really important to tap into that and get some of that goodness in your life. And number 3 is keep learning and growing. Never stop learning, and then you'll never stop growing. And, that's kind of, I guess, my advice. And my advice is don't just read books. You have to do. Sometimes I have a bad habit of reading, but we also have to practice, and witchcraft is in the doing. So that is my #HappyWitch tag. I will post this up. I'll put the 10 questions into the comments below, so if you guys want to do a response video, that would be really cool. And you can check out Kelly-Ann Maddox she had done the video that I saw. I don't know I can't remember who she was doing her response to. But #HappyWitch tag. Thanks, guys. Mwah.